In this video, we'll do a deep dive into laying out text elements and linking them to our feed. Let's get started. Here's a design that is almost finished. I want to add to this the price and a description of the product, and those will be linked to my feed. So as the product changes, the description of the product changes with it, and the price reflects the actual price of that product. Let's do that now. Go to Edit Template and click the text icon. Click Add Copy, and this element will be the product description. The first line of copy is the name of the element in the library, so it's easier to find if you need it again. And the second line is the actual text that will be displayed on our artboard. Because I'm linking this to my feed, the text I enter here doesn't really matter since it will be replaced with the text from my feed. Alright, let's add this to our artboard. Because the description of the product changes based on my feed, the actual text may be longer or shorter than my placeholder text. So I need to make sure that my alignment is set up so this looks the way I want it to, regardless of how long or short the text is. To do that, I'll start by setting it to right justified, and then I will go to the layout settings, Content Align. This is where you set the anchor point to control from which direction your text will scale. Right now it's in the center, so if the text changes size, it scales from the middle. And if the text is too long, it's going to go outside of my artboard, which I don't want. I want it to scale from the right edge, and then the text will never go off the artboard because it will size to the left. So I'll click the right edge in Content Align, set my anchor point there, and now when I scale it, it pushes to the left, which is what I want. Now I don't know what the longest product description is, so I'm going to take advantage of the auto size setting in the ad builder. This setting sizes the text however long or short to fit the text bounding box. Auto size is incredibly useful and powerful for enriched catalogs, since it keeps your design intact regardless of how much or how little copy is being pulled from your feed. Before we preview, I want to show you one more trick to using auto size, and that's padding. By default, auto size will resize text to fit to the edges of the bounding box. I prefer to give a little bit of padding within the box, and I can do that in Layout. I can set padding for the left and right edges together, top and bottom together, or I can uncheck uniform padding and set custom padding for each edge. Let's link this to our feed and generate a preview, see how it looks. I see that the product description changes for every ad, and the text auto sizes based on the length of copy. That's what I want. So I'll add the price now. We'll go back to Edit Template, Text Icon, and I've already made this text element, so I'll just add that to my artboard and place it in the circle. This needs to be linked to the price column, so let's do that, generate a preview, and see what happens. That is not what I wanted. It replaced now only and the dollar sign with just the price. Now I knew it would do that, but I wanted to bring it to your attention. If you link a normal text element to your feed, it will replace the entire text element with the linked text from your feed. So I'm going to show you a couple of ways to keep all of our text and only update the price. The first option is to just build it with 3 separate text elements. If you need to make multiple text elements, you can click this plus icon to add several at a time, and then click here when done. Now only is the first element, the dollar sign is the second, and the price is the third. Set now only and the dollar sign as static layers. We aren't linking them to our feed, just price. Let's link price and see how this looks. It works, except look here. The longer price is overlapping the dollar sign. That's because they are separate elements. So when the length of the price changes, it does not change the position of the dollar sign. But by changing our layout content align settings, we can avoid this overlap. The dollar sign doesn't change, so I don't need to worry about that, but the price does. So I'll select that element and change the content align to the left. Now as the price changes, it will be locked to the left edge and scale to the right, and will not overlap the dollar sign. Let's preview. Perfect. The price no longer overlaps the dollar sign, which is great, but notice that longer prices are not centered. We really need to combine the dollar sign and price into one text element, which we can do with templated text. So what is templated text? Templated text is a text element that has specific formatting that links part of the text to your feed while keeping the rest of the text static. It sounds complicated, but it's not. I'll show you. Let's make a templated text element that keeps the dollar sign while changing the price. So let's type the dollar sign, and then we do this. Add a double open curly bracket, type the name of the column you want to link to, price, close double curly bracket. That's it. Now the dollar sign will stay, and the price will change. And here's how you link templated text. Go to Link Columns, and in the drop-down menu, select Templated Text. That's it. Let's preview. One thing to remember, when typing the column you want to link to in a templated text element, within the double curly brackets, spelling, case, and symbols matter. If you type sale price with a capital S and your feed is a lowercase s, it won't work. If you put a space instead of an underscore, it won't work. Our preview is done, and you can see that the $ is there and the price changes. But because the $ and the price are now part of the same text element, they move together, keeping everything centered. There is a third option to achieve the same result, and that's adding now only to our templated text element, simplifying our design even more. I'll type now only and hit return to force a new line, $, then curly brackets, price, curly brackets. I'll also set this to auto size so it always fills the space, even as the price changes. Let's link and preview. It worked. One last thing I want to call out about linking elements in your feed. If you link an element, let's say sale price, and there is no sale price set for a product and it's blank in your feed, the element that is linked will not be rendered in your ad. Let me show you an example and highlight why this is so good. You'll see that I've added a call out to the upper right corner when a product is on sale. It's templated text, so on sale with the exclamation point will stay with the $, and the sale price below it will change. And I've used templated text formatting for sale price to link it to my feed. When I generate previews, you'll see the text is rendered on some products, but not all. That's because the sale price column is empty for the products that are not on sale. And because it's empty, Marpipe's intelligence knows to remove the asset from the design. So in this design, we linked a product, a description, price, and even added a sale price that disappears when the item is not on sale. 4 elements linked to our feed to create an enriched catalog. The only thing left to do now is publish the updates.